Hello guys, welcome to today's session. In today's session, I'll explain you about the Linux top 50 most asked Linux interview questions and with answers and explanation as well. This is very useful for the people applying to the jobs like a Linux system administrator or even applying system administrator and system support engineer or IT support engineer and for a fresher and the entry level IT engineer. Okay, so if you are just planning to attend the interview, this Linux will be a base for almost all the support related jobs and also most of the DevOps as well. So it's like a baseline. On that, you can add another skills as well. So this is the base. Okay. So in this session, I'll be covering in depth of and with explanation. That's the main thing. We have the questions and answers in the site internet, but we don't have the explanation. So I'll be providing you the explanation as well. I've taken a comprehensive list of 50 most asked questions with explanation, and please do listen to this one. Let's deep dive into the session. Okay. So currently, before I start my session, I have created an EC2 instance. This is the EC2 instance in the AWS console, and it is running the Amazon Linux environment, and it's simple like installing the Linux environment. Okay. So I have this set up right now. Okay. So what is Linux? I know we know about the Windows operating system. So what is Linux? Linux is like an open source operating system, and this means that no, it's free. Okay. The main idea of this one is free. You can take this operating system, you can customize yourself, and then you can deploy in almost. I mean, you can sell this operating system. Okay, that's an open source. Okay, so no restrictions are there. And one thing you need to take care is mostly it is designed for the system servers and the embed devices. For instance, system servers, right? So it will be like a web server or a database server or any service, right? Operating system can be a Linux and it's the fastest operating system, and it can run on major platforms like ARM, x86, and Spark. In the course of this tutorial, there will be another some questions related to what is ARM, x86, and Spark processors. Okay, so as far as this is concerned, I mean, what is Linux? Not just understand, no, it's an open source operating system and it's designed for system servers and cloud platforms as well. And Linux Torvalds is the guy who invented the Linux operating system. Okay, so it offers a CLI and GUI. CLI meaning like it's a command line interface. Okay, this is a command line interface. I have logged into the AWS server. This is a CLI, and GUI is the screen whichever you are seeing over here, right? It's like a Windows GUI. So Ubuntu versions will be providing you a in, GUI as well. Okay, so this is a very important thing. Okay, so what is the Linux boot process? Okay, how the Linux boots the operating system. Okay, so I'll just explain you. Please listen carefully. This concept will be helpful even for the Windows operating system. So imagine I have a server. Okay, I have a server. I am installing the Linux operating system. I am installing the Linux operating system. Okay, once I see, installation is pretty much very simple. Okay, don't need to worry too much on the installation stuffs and all. It already comes with a pre-baked operating system images. Okay, so just understand the concepts over here. Okay, so once you install the operating system in the server, and then you're ready for the service to start, right? Once you power on the server, okay, once you power on the server, what happens? Okay, so once you power on the server, obviously a BIOS in the server hardware, a BIOS, basic input output system. Okay, a BIOS will be just sparking. BIOS is nothing but a small piece of software. It's a read only ROM software. Okay, so when once you power on, this takes the control. BIOS take the control. A piece of software you can't write. It's just a read only. Okay, so this software has some instruction which hardware understands. Okay, hardware, underlying hardware of the operating system understands. Okay, hardware, I say here is the volumes or processor or anything. Okay, you can imagine like a volume hard disk. Okay, imagine like a volume of hard disk. So this BIOS will pass control to the master boot record. So where is the master boot record? Imagine it is having one root partition, root hard disk. Okay, one hard disk is there. Here various Partition is nothing but dividing the hard disk. Okay. In this, the first partition is there, right? This is the first partition. This is the second partition. Okay. This first partition is called the root or for root partition. Okay. So in this root partition, this MBR master boot record, again, it's another one instruction will be stored here. So BIOS will be passing to the master boot record in the first sector of the hard disk, right? This is the first sector of the hard disk. Okay, fine. Then this BIOS loader will be then loading the operating system. Okay, it will be loading the operating system. Operating system in the sense like a Linux operating system, whatever we have installed, right? So it will be loading the operating system. Okay, fine. Once it loads the operating system, what it does immediately, it won't load almost all the files of the operating system like kernel and other drivers and all. Initially, no, lightweight. See, this is an operating system, so it will load a lightweight image in the sense like a lightweight files inside your memory. Okay, and then it will start the process. Okay, and then it will start the init process. Init process is the first of the root process started in your operating system. Imagine like a tree. Okay, this is the root. Okay, tree from a top down approach. Okay, this is a root. From here it starts. This is the init process, the process number one. So once the control is passed to the operating system, this init process is responsible for starting almost all the sub process, right? Sub process will be there, right? So this is this parent process. Okay, then finally the system will be booted, and then you get this CLI command. See, currently I am inside a Linux operating system. Okay, so I have this CLI client interface. Okay, this is a client interface. It's not a GUI, it's a CLI command line interface. Okay, sorry, command line interface. So CLI. Okay, so this question will be there for the base things of the Linux operating system and the boot process. So please understand. Okay, so let me go into the other thing, other question over there. So it's all about these things I've just explained over here. What are all I told you? So kernel, what is a kernel, right? I'll touch in. I mean, the questions are there. Okay, just right now understand. Okay, here. Okay, I told you, right? This operating system will be running in a different processor. So what's our ARM, Spark, and the x86 processor, right? So ARM is like an advanced RISC machine. It's nothing but a hardware hardware architecture, right? So when you want to create a server, it has a lot of processes in it. Okay, processes in it, right? So there is one server. There is one server. It has a lot of CPU, a couple of CPUs in it, right? This processor, this is called a processor. This is an architecture. Okay, how it is designed. Okay, this is some of the interview questions. No, most people will ask. Okay, so mainly, ARM is like an advanced RISC machine. There are different types of processor. Okay, ARM is like an advanced RISC machine, and Spark is like a reduced instruction set. And x86 processor is also that you might have heard about, like 32-bit register and 62-bit register, meaning that 64-bit will be more fast, okay, and 32 will be like a less fast, okay. So main thing you need to concentrate on the use cases, okay. For what purpose the ARM is used? It's used for smartphones, tablets, and it's very efficient, energy efficient. You can tell like it's very energy efficient. And Spark is like it can handle the iron work server on this workstation system, iron servers, okay. And this is for both the server and the PC, I mean, like home systems or the laptops are there. You can just check in the 64-bit will be there. Okay. So this architecture, it's not an operating system, it's an architecture. Okay. The processor architecture. Okay. So yeah, coming to Linux distros. Okay. What are Linux distros? You might have heard about the Ubuntu, Debian, lot of steps are there, right? So as I told you before, Linux is an open source operating system. You can take that is licensed under the public GNU general public license, and anyone can redistribute that one. Okay, and then you can sell it. Okay, currently what I explained you is like these guys. Ubuntu is one of the company who have taken this operating system open source, and then they have redesigned it. Okay, and Debian is another one thing. Okay, it's often referred to an universal operating system. Okay, and then CentOS is also one of the distros. Okay, so this see CentOS is already end of life on June 30, 2024. Okay, And then you might have heard about the Red Hat, no? It's like a famous. I can tell like Red Hat is the most used. Okay, I mean with support for corporate environments. Okay, and what is the relation between the Fedora and the Red Hat? Okay, so in Red Hat, before they release a version, right, they will release a patch version in open source Fedora. Okay, open source Fedora. So Red Hat and Fedora are all tightly coupled, and they are funded. Fedora is funded by the Red Hat, meaning that Red Hat is also open source, but it's a common, I mean, some things are open source, but Fedora is completely open source where you can test in the patches of the Red Hat. Okay, so that is the thing you need to understand. So Red Hat and Fedora tightly coupled. And also another one thing for Red Hat is like they have developed the Kubernetes environment as well, and they have acquired. IBM has acquired Red Hat as well. Okay, that's one of the thing you need to take into account. Okay, and this is another one, the simple thing like Linux and the Windows. It's a free. Windows is the paid version. This is fine. You can study it more efficiency. One thing is like, no, you need to understand Linux. Why we are going with the Linux? Very good for the service. No, the optimization will be there. Fast will be there. Okay, a lot of steps will be there over there. And Windows, yes, see, Windows Server is fine, but compared to Linux, right, it's not that much fast. Okay, it's not a lightweight. Okay, coming to the Linux kernel, yeah, here is the main thing of the operating system. What is the Linux kernel? I'll just explain you. You need to understand this one. As I told you, so the control will be passed to the Linux kernel. Okay, so the entire thing is the operating system. Okay, entire thing is the operating system. Okay, Linux operating system. Okay, you can imagine it. Okay, kernel is the heart of the operating system. It's like an art. Okay, if art stops to function, then done. Your server will not be booted. Okay, so this is the main thing. Okay, what it does, it it interacts with the hardware. It interacts with the CPU, memory, disk, and devices. It is the interaction between all these devices and the hardware layers. Okay, and what it does, for instance, you open, see, I am just opening a snipping tool. Okay, what it does is, this guy, if I open a snip tool, it will go to the Linux kernel. Okay, and this guy allocates some CPU like point not 2 micro of CPU to this process. See, this snipping tool is a process, right? P1. Okay, so when I open this snipping tool, it will go to the kernel, I mean the operating system, and then it will allocate some, because no, see, I need some processor bandwidth, right, to open this application and then read this application, right? And I need a memory as well, and I need some disk there, right? And some interactions there. So who will handle this one? It's all about the kernel, right? They handle scheduling, okay, scheduling of the process, memory, CPU, and access to the disk, right? So this is the main thing, is the art of the operating system. Okay. So if you see here, this will be like a major functions, memory management, as I told you, keep track of how much memory, and process management, and device driver. What is a device driver? For instance, you are just inserting a you have purchased a new mouse and you want to install it, you just plug in your mouse, automatically your driver will be installed, right? Who does all this stuff? It's the kernel thing. Okay, and system calls and security also, like a lot of security vulnerabilities will be there. You can block the access in the Linux layer. Okay, I mean kernel layer. Okay, so what is Lilo is nothing but a Linux loader. Okay, it loads the operating system into the memory. If you see this one, sorry, you see this diagram, you can understand. See, this is the Lilo. See, bootloader or the Lilo, it will load the operating system. When I say operating system, the first thing you need to understand is the kernel. Okay, it loads the kernel. Okay, so that is the Lilo. See, these are all questions you need to understand, not only theory, what it does. Okay, as I told you, what is the init process? It's the initialization process. It will start the first time your system is booted. Again, it's in the diagram. Okay, so what is a shell in Linux? Yes, this is one of the important things you need to understand. So kernel I told you. Okay, kernel I told you. So what is a shell? Okay, so see, hardware. This is my, you can imagine, this is my CPU. It's very easy to understand. This is my CPU or the hardware components. Hardware components. My server hardware is there. So this server hardware is surrounded by my operating system. Correct? I have installed the operating system. So this server hardware is surrounded by my operating system. Operating system can be is a comprise of kernel, shell, and utilities. Kernel, I told you. Shell, I'll tell you right now. And utilities are like GU applications or any process. Okay. So start from here. Okay. Start from here. Okay. So there is a hardware. I have purchased a new hardware. There is a server, and then I am installing the operating system on the top of it. So once I install the operating system, right, kernel will be the first layer of interaction with the hardware. Okay, as I told you, because it's the heart of the operating system, first layer of interaction, right? Then the shell layer. Okay, shell layer will be on the top of that. Imagine like this way. Shell layer will be on the top of that. Okay, so when I want to interact with the operating system like commands, so if I want to pass the commands, right? See, say for example, it's an operating system I have installed. If I put the command like ls-l, so what it does, right? This is a shell environment. This is a shell environment. Okay, I'm in a CLI shell environment. So if I put an ls-l, the command is passed to the shell. ls, the command is passed to the shell. Intent, it's passed to the kernel. Okay, and then intent, it interacts with the hardware. Intents, it interacts with the hardware and get the output of this command, like hardware or the hard disk. Okay, so shell is like an interaction layer to the kernel. Okay, interaction layer to the kernel. So on the top of that kernel, shell will be there, and these utilities are nothing but a lot of software packages are there, right? You can, for instance, yum is used for installing some of the packages, right? So yum list, if you have mentioned, see a lot of packages are there. So these are like utilities, right? Or drivers or something. It can be on the top layer. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, shell, right? So there are different types of shell, right? So what's the shell I have loaded is like a, right? What's the shell, no? Who am I? You can put like a command like who am I? Who am I is a root. That is one file like cat etc password. In there, in here, you can see all the shells over here, and this one of the important files, the bin bash shell will be there for the root. Root username bin bash shell is there. Okay, so it's like a bin and the bash shell. Okay, bin and the bash shell. So this shell is like a bin and a bash shell. Okay, so I'm in the bin slash bash shell. Okay, what's a born again shell? Okay, it's called as a born again shell, default shell for the Linux environment. Okay, so this is the thing you need to understand. So what's a root account? Okay, so root account is just an extra privileges account. Okay, so if I control DC here, this is my normal user, EC2 hyphen user, since I have created an Amazon Linux. Okay, if I put sudo is like give me root privileges. Okay, sudo su hyphen, meaning that I want to log in with the root credential. So I'm just telling the shell, dictating the shell, like I want to log in with the root root credentials, right? So during that time, I need to put like this command. Okay, yeah, okay, and also it is logged in, right? So I can just, there is one command like shell, right? Shell echo. These are all environment variables. So if I want to find what is my current shell, echo dollar and shell. What is the echo command? Is just a printing. Okay, echo dollar shell. Okay. So that's all about this one. I have told you about the CLI and the GUI. Fine. Okay. Another one thing you need to understand is the swap memory over here. Okay. See, a lot of scripts. I have some scripts over there, but let me just, these are all basic things. Okay. You need to understand. Okay. So, like a RAM is there, right? RAM, random access memory is there. Okay. To speed up the systems. Okay. Operating system is there. Main memory is there. Main memory is the RAM. Okay, they have mentioned over here as this RAM main memory. So what are all the things now you need to access? It will come into the RAM and then you can access through a UI or a CLI, right? So for instance, my RAM is 2 GB of memory, right? So in order to effectively use my RAM, I can use some of the space from the hard disk. This is like an hard disk. So I can add to it like another 1 GB. So my total RAM can be 3 GB. See, RAM is very costly. Just to optimize it, I'm just taking the space from the hard disk and then adding to it. So I can make it like a 3 GB. So okay, that is the swapping. Okay. For what purpose the swapping is used? Okay. Swapping is used for improving the performance of the systems and cost optimization as well. Okay. Swap in, swap out. So swap in is like just reading the data from the swap memory, and swap out is by writing the data. Okay. So that's all about this thing. So yeah, another one thing is then inode number. Okay, before that, Linux consists of almost see, now I have logged into a Linux terminal. So Linux is nothing but a file system. Everything here is like a file system. If I put ls-l, ls-l for listing the commands, everything is under a file system. See, this is one file and directories. Okay, so just to explain you, like I can, there is a tree command, tree or root -l one. Okay, so it's nothing but I just want to explain you in a tree format. Okay, how my file system, how my file system looks like. Okay, tree command with the root. Okay, so root is my root file, meaning that slash. Okay, inside that bin is one directory, these are on directory, some files will be there. So it's like a tree structure, right? All our files and folders. Okay, lot of files will be there. Okay, so if you want to, if the operating system wants to retrieve all these files, right, it needs an unique number to retrieve the files. That is the inode number, identification number of a file. Okay, you need to understand inode number, unique identifier of a file. Okay, inode number and the identification of a file. Okay, so you can check no how much inode numbers are there. That's fine. So here, see, this is the main thing. Okay, it's a data structure used by inode is a data structure used by the Linux system in order to describe a file system object. Okay, every inode store pointers to the disk block. Okay, this you need to understand. See, remember, it's just a placeholder. You can tell like each, see, a lot of files will be there. Lot of inode numbers will be there assigned to almost all the files and directories. What is the content inside this inode? Okay, so it has the file location. See, this is the hard disk. Okay, the file is stored in the hard disk. The inode table will be having the hard disk locations where the file is stored, meaning that it has the owner information, who created the file, the size of the file, and the links and the blocks where the file is stored. Okay, it doesn't have the entire content of the file, but it points with the help of a table to this file. For instance, my file A is located here, right? So when a user want to access, or operating system want to access the file, it will just read the inode number. Okay, A is mapped there. It will come here, read it, and then it will go pick the content and come here. Okay, that is the inode number. It's the most frequently asked questions. Okay, so what's the difference between the soft links and the hard link? Okay, soft link. This is also another one important thing. So okay, so I'll just explain you. So see, so this is my hard disk. So I'm storing my file 1 here and then file 2 here. Okay. So this is the content of my file. Okay. What is a soft link? Okay. If a user wants to access one file, right? I create another one file. Okay. A link file. You can tell like a soft link file like F11. I can create another one soft link file. It has a link to this file. Okay, the content will be different. Okay, this I mean the content will be located here. Content will be located in this hard disk, but it's just a link. You can tell like a placeholder. Okay, just for this file. See, this file name also will be there, and another one link file you just created. Okay, so this is a soft link. Okay, so what is a hard link? Hard link is nothing but the file only. Okay, so I will create another one file, hard link file like F21. Okay. F21, which will also point to the data over here. See, in this, yeah, data is here, right? So it will point, so both the files F2 and F21 will be pointing to the data. Okay, okay, I'll just put it in another way. About the hard link, see, one data is here, one file F2 is there, and F21 is here. Okay, so both will point to the data. Okay, so if I create F21 as a hard link of F2, this also points to the original data. Okay, and even if I delete this file, no issues. Okay, no issues. I can recover this file, correct? Because both has the same data. Okay, so what's the use case of this one? It's used for the backups. Okay, even if this file is deleted, another one will be file will be pointing to the same content. Okay, it's hard link used for the backup. What's the soft link used for? It's just for manipulating the applications. Okay, that's the main thing. So how do you create a soft link? So I'll go inside the bash. Okay, so I will create one file. Touch is a command for creating a file, test2.txt. Okay, so ls-l. See, my file is test2.txt. I am writing some content over there. It's just a echo. Hello, test2.txt. Okay, writing the content. If I want to view the content, cat test2.txt. Okay, see, cat command is like a give me the output. Okay, so I have created one file. So I have created one file test.txt. See here, first is like it's like a if like first hyphen is for it's a file, not a directory. D if it's like a D, it will be a directory. Okay, mkdir tt. Okay, if I put like this way, see tt is a directory, so the first character is a directory. Okay, that's another base thing. So right now a target is to create a odd link let me create. Okay, or soft link let me create. Okay, ln hyphen s for soft link. What is the source file? Okay, and then any name I can give, soft link dot txt. If I put ls hyphen l, see here, this is my soft link pointing to the file. Okay, pointing to the file. Okay, if I delete this file, my soft link dot txt will not open because it's just a soft link. It's not showing me the original data. For instance, I am removing this one rm hyphen f test2.txt. Now, if I put a cat, see, no such file or directory. Correct. Even though, see, a red color is there, no? Red color is there, meaning that these files are deleted. Okay. So that is the soft link. Okay. If one file is deleted, that's it. Okay. That's it. Okay. Now you can look for the hard link. Okay. I'll create another one. Touch devops.txt. Okay. So DevOps.txt, I've created one file. I'll create a hard link for this one. Nothing but instead of hyphen s, just give the source file and then the hard link file. Hard link dot txt. Okay. Okay, it's already there. Hard link 1.txt. Okay, hard link 1.txt is here. This file, I have created a hard link for the DevOps.txt. Okay. If I add the DevOps.txt some content over here, I have something. If I put a cat, I have this some data. See, both the file have the same data, correct? So now, if I delete the devops.txt, still my hardlink1.txt will be there, correct? Still, I can able to put a cat for viewing this one. See, that's the concept. It's a backup thing you can understand. So the main thing is that both the files in the hard link will be pointing to the common D for data. Okay. So please understand. Okay, what is STDIN and STDOUT? Okay. So in the shell, right? For instance, in the shell, you can see this diagram. See, when I give the input from the keyboard, when I put what are all the commands I'm typing over here, right? ls-l or whatever thing I type here, it just go to the program there and then it will display me the output, right? These are the output displayed, okay? And then some errors, no, it will throw error. So that error is like a output stream. Streams are nothing but like a operating system will just uh, show you what's the status of your commands, okay? I'll show you the STD error thing, okay? So these are all data streams, okay? Like a operating system or the shell will have all these data streams. So I'm just putting one command ls, okay? Command is successful. If I put ls, is I know this command is not. See what it's telling? Command not found. This is an error, correct? So I can capture this error. This is like an error string. Error string. STDERR. Okay, this is an error. So I can capture. I don't want this error to be shown in my output. This is the output terminal, and this is the error stream. Okay, I don't want to see this error, right? In Bash, there is a special character like two greater than. Okay, where you can store this error in a file. I mean, not in a file. Anywhere you can tell. Okay, so I don't want this error to be shown in my output, right? So I just put two greater than error.txt. Okay, so here no error is there, right? If I put cat error.txt, so here it will be written in an error file. So that is the output stream. You are just you want to filter the errors to a file. So this is an error stream. You are filtering it to a file. Okay, and furthermore, I can just put my error in a dev/null. Dev/null is like a garbage. You can think of a garbage. If whatever thing you put over there, it will be going into waste. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so here dev/null in Linux, there is a concept called dev/null, which will show you, I mean, which will act as a garbage, like it will just collect all the data and then throw it out. Okay. So file system, I already told you tree command, see, lot of C. And also, if you see here, see, for root, hyphen level 1. Okay. So main folders, I'll tell you what it hosts. Okay, etc folder is most of the configuration stuff. It will be that cd for change directory, etc. You can go there, see a lot of configurations. See, these are all system configuration, and even if you want to install new package, it will be here. Okay, system configuration files, consider mostly configuration file. Home directory. Okay, so /home is the home directory. For instance, if I am creating a new user, right? Like user add, I'll explain here. It's user add DevOps one. Okay, password DevOps one. Okay, once I okay, sorry. So I have created a user, right? So user will be having a home directory like a profile. Where his home directory will be there, it will be created with the /home directory. Okay. See, I am seeing a directory or a profile created for this guy. That's the home directory should be there. And furthermore, whenever I create a user, it will be an entry will be added in the etc password file. I told you, right? etc all configuration file. It's a very, very, very important file. So what is that? What does this mean? Okay. So here I have created one user DevOps one with this one is a password, is a mask password, and this the ID of the user ID, and then the group ID, right? Group ID. Initially, user and the group will be the same ID because a group will be created under his name, and the user this guy will be the only user under over there. Okay, and the another one field you have here is the home environment. Where is this guy's home environment available? And then the shell. I already told you what is the shell assigned to this guy, right? This is just a file only, okay? cat etc password. See, Linux is all about files, okay? So these things, okay. And another one, very, very important things, okay? Troubleshooting techniques, I'll just tell you the tips and tricks. So in your organization, that you have your own website, okay, that's not up and running. So you are a system administrator, and these guys are just complaining, okay, my site is not accessible. So first thing, what you will do? First thing you will do, put it like a NSLookup. You mean that whether the server is accessible or not, or the DNS, domain name resolution. When you type google.com, it will go to the DNS server, check, get the IP address, and then traverse to the main server. Okay, so NSLookup google.com. Okay, so at least some, see, it's a name server over here. It's going to this name server, getting the IP address. This is the IP address, and then reaching the main server. Okay, this is the IP address of the main server. Okay, so you think like this way. The user is there. Okay, when he types, it will go to the DNS server, and then it will go to the main Google server. Okay, this is the Google server, right? So my site, imagine my site is like Google 1, 2, 3, 4 something. Okay, site is not accessible. First thing you need to do is like a, see, I have just put like google1.com. So what it does is it goes to the name server. Name server is mapped to this server. I mean this server whichever I have created, and then it can't find this IP address for the name google1.com, right? So it's an error. So you need to tell that, okay, name server is not resolving. That is your first thing you need to do. Then you can put like a trace route. Okay, trace route to the original site. Like for example, google.com. I am tracing the route. Okay, tracing the route means from here to the, see, I'll just tell you in another way. So tracing the route. This is my Google server over here. So I am here. Google server is in the Google server is in the US region, and this guy is in the UK. Okay, so what it does is just tracing the route. Okay, tracing the route to the destination. Multiple ops will be there here. Okay, so multiple routers will be there. Sorry. So multiple routers will be there here. Okay, multiple routers. It will go to it will op it and then go to the Google server. That's the ops over here. Okay, this can you can do it. Okay, and then the firewall rule. See, curl also you can imagine like a curl command for just curl is nothing but for accessing the website. For instance, curl google.com. See, at least it can able to access the website, right? Curl hyphen v, you can imagine, put now it will just show you how the data is retrieved from the google.com. Okay, curl hyphen v. See here, first, see, this is my command. This is my command. So this is my command, and it will just open. This is my command. It will just open. Okay, open to here. It's just resolving the name. Okay, and then it's connecting to the server. This is the IP address, and then it's just fetching some data, whatever you see here, right? Google.com. This data is captured here. Okay, so curl command you can check. Okay, so that is another one scenario. They are, see, you are a system administrator maintaining the server. There is some high load in the server, right? You need to check what are all the process, no? Which occupies more space. I mean load, right? Just put a top command. Okay, top command, and then the keystroke of C for cat. That's it. Okay, so this will give an entire thing. So if you check here, so the server is up for 15 minutes. Because I have started the server just 15 minutes before it's first. I'm a single user, only one user. Load average is like what is the load average for 5, 10, and 5, 10, and 15 minutes? This average doesn't have any load, but in the real case, it will be like a 2 point or 3 point or 4 point. So the load will be more, okay? And how many tasks are running? See, all these are tasks and processes, okay? And how many tasks are running, stopped, and all. And see, the memory will also be there. Totally, there is 1 GB of memory and 551 free and 126 MB of memory used. Okay, and then swap, everything will be available over. So this is the command you need to understand. And then here, okay, now my task is which is the top guy using the CPU and memory, right? So the check the first one. See, this process, some systemd process is utilizing memory like 1.7%. Okay, so I can, I mean, in the real scenario, it will be like a different process. So just go to the process, troubleshoot it. I mean, just inform them, no, okay, this process is just taking more resource utilization. Just restart the process. Okay, so that is one of the command. Top, imagine. And also, the guys are complaining like a disk space is more. Just find out the files and delete the files inside the disk. Okay, I mean the disk size. No, how you check the disk size in Linux? df-h. Sorry. Okay, so this is my root partition. This is my root partition. Okay, and then see, I have size 28 GB size. Used is 22. Available is 6 GB. Okay, so I need to find out. For instance, imagine it's like a 99% use, right? I need to find out a quick command. No, files. Top 10 files, which is consuming lot of memory. Sorry, lot of space. I need to find out the files. Just put this command. Just scan it. Okay? See, these are all very important commands. Everything I've just placed over here. I can't execute almost all the commands. It will take a very long time. The main thing, even scripts also there. Okay, I'll just show you. So this command, and then let it come. It will take a long time. Let me go to another session. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Okay, see here. So where directory, see inside the where inside the root, no? I mean this directory is occupying 20 GB and user directory is 1 point. So it's just listing out. Okay, that's fine. If you want to dig deep inside, you can put it like a inside my where directory. What are all the files? Like this way, you can add a slash or any directory name, and then you can take it from there. Okay. So okay. So I told you the kernel is the main thing. So main art of the operating system. How can I find my kernel version? You name -a. You name, it will print almost all the entire information it has regarding your kernel and the operating system. Here I'm using an Amazon Linux operating system of 64-bit. Okay, this is the timestamp and this is the kernel version. See x86, or sorry, this is the kernel version. You can put it like you name -r to exactly grab the kernel version over here. Okay, this is the kernel version and this is the Amazon Linux flavor. Okay, fine. When I try to copy more file from one location together, I got disconnected. How shall I copy? Okay, so you have a task in your, as a system administrator, they will ask you to copy a data from one location to other or somewhere from one server to other, right? So instead of like a copy command, see in Linux there is a copy command, right? Instead of like a copy recursive and everything, there is a rsync command. It's just you can copy from the local to the remote and remote to the local. The one very important thing is like even though it's disconnected, right? When you reinitiate it, it can do an incremental copy. So what is an incremental copy? Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you in the bank copy. See, these things are very important. You need to understand. So this is a server located in the B location, and this is a server located in the A location. When you initiate a copy, you just copy it. Okay, so you initiate a copy from A to B. Your session got disconnected due to some internet issue. Okay, again you are come. See, imagine there are 2 TB of data, and then again you are coming and then reinitiating. It won't start from the scratch. Okay, it notes the incremental file. So rsync will be having a key file over here placed over there, and then it will just do the incremental push. Okay, so that's the thing you need to understand. Rsync command. Okay. Okay, cron. Okay, cron is very important thing. Okay, so if you want to run some script, okay, run some task in a frequent, I mean the manner, like I need to run every day morning 2 a.m. Okay, so that is where the cron comes into picture. Cron task -l. Yeah. So Let me just push this one. This is Amazon Linux, right? Amazon Linux Cron. See, just go here. Okay, cron tab -e. Okay, cron tab command is we need to install. Okay, start cron tab. Okay, install cron d. I think we need to install a package over there. Let me check. Amazon Linux. Okay, install cron. Let us check this command. Yeah, yes. So cron tab -l. Okay, cron tab, no cron tab for the root environment. It's fine. So cron tab is nothing but you can run a script. Okay, if you want to run a script every day, I mean every day 2 a.m. So this 200 can be used. Okay, so for instance, you can this is the syntax. Okay, it will have 5 stars: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the star starting from the leftmost. If you go like leftmost and before that, hour and the minute. Okay, so 2 a.m. 20 is 2 a.m. Okay, 2 a.m. and which day of the month, and then the month and the day of the week you can imagine, you can specify. If you are not specifying anything, put a star over that. For okay, for instance, you put a star over here, it's like a 2 a.m. every day. 2 a.m. every day it will run. Okay, this script. Same thing. See here, run 1st December midnight. Okay, 1st December midnight is 00. Okay, hours and minutes. 1st December day of the month is 1. See, day of the month is 1. Okay, 1st January. Okay, okay, sorry. 1st December day of the month is 1, and then the month is December is 12. Okay, and then star and then this one. Okay, so this is the one thing you need to understand. So how to add user in the Linux is used, as I told you before, and file system. Okay, so what are partition in Linux system? Okay, if you put like a disk -L, right? There are a lot of partitions over here, right? These are all partitions. Partition is nothing but you are partitioning the hard disk. Okay. If you add one hard disk, you are just partitioning the hard disk. These are all called partitions. Okay. So sorry. So you can put an MKFS, make file system into partition. Before that, I just quickly explain like, see, this is server. You are attaching a hard disk. Okay, hard disk HD. Okay. Since because you are attaching the hard disk, immediately your hard disk will not be, your operating system will not show the hard disk. I mean, even though it shows it, you need to, you can't write any files in the hard disk. So what's our aim? You want to write some files and folders over there, right? You can't write anything in the hard disk, right? That's where the MK file system, make file system, MKFS. Okay, make file system. You need to put in the hard disk. Okay, that is the formatting. So ext, there are different file system types. What is a file system type? These are one of the type of file system which you can able to store your data. Okay. So the most used one is the latest one is the XFS file system. It has a super fast processing. Okay. So that's thing you need to understand. So what are all Linux process and then view all process. Okay, Linux process. So ps command is a process AUX. So this is also another one, troubleshooting. A lot of process are running, which process you need to find out some of the process name. You just put a px-ex, all the process name, and then pipe operator. You are outputting all these things, and then the grep. Grep is for searching for a particular. Grep means searching a pattern. Okay, searching a pattern over here. You need to search a pattern over here. You need to search a pattern over here. For instance, EC2. See here. So there is one EC2 EC2 process running over here. And just, I mean, I don't want to manually go there and check it. No, where is EC2 hyphen user is there. Okay. And then I want to just use a grep operator. Okay. So that is the only thing. So these are many important commands you need to understand. Okay. So grep operator is there. Okay. Then what is a Ulimit? Okay. Ulimit, no? It is like a performance tuning. It can limit the number of process, no? You can run for each user. Okay. That's another one thing. RAID is nothing but a hard disk, no? The hard disk layer, whatever the, say for example, you are storing some data in the hard disk. So if this hard disk is corrupted, right? So what is your recovery strategy? That's all about a redundant array of independent disks. Okay, what they do is they have multiple hard disks. See, you are not aware of these things. There will be multiple hard disks all combined into a single one logical. And then when you write over here, you don't need to worry about whether this data is this hard disk is failed or this hard disk will fail. What they will do internally is they will sync the copy from this hard disk to this hard disk and from this to here, or they will have an algorithm. So you don't need to worry about these things, but understand the concept. One hard disk fails, other one will take care. Okay. So that's about this one. So that's mentioned all these things and password. Add in a new Linux server, you need to put like IP tables. IP tables are nothing but a security thing you need to understand, and kernel and monitoring. For performance, you want to enable the swap memory. I already told you. Okay. So these things I just told you. What are all the commands? Free. I see all these things are there. Okay. Top command I told you. Free hyphen m, right? So if I want to check my system memory total in 949, I mean 1 GB memory is there, used is 406, free is 184. Okay, so these things you need to understand. These are all important commands. Just practice all these commands. Okay, it won't do any much. Okay, IP tables. Okay, IP tables is nothing but I told you. It's like a filtering. IP tables hyphen L. Okay, the rules. I'm listing the rules. What are our IP tables? Okay. For instance, okay, for instance, I have my server here. Okay, I have my server here. So one guy is trying to access the server from outside world. Obviously, I will be having my organization firewall will be there. This is one layer of security, and then another layer of security is like you can put like rules. I mean, rules inside the operating system. This is what the IP tables. Okay, IP tables. Okay, it's a second layer of security. Um, you can block a person with help of his IP address. You can tell I don't want this guy to access my system. I can block it using the IP. I mean, you can block it here as well, but another layer of security you can block here is in the operating system. There is a IP tables over here. Okay. So see this is the command IP tables hyphen filter. Filter is one of the table in the IP table thing, and then appending input hyphen J. Hyphen J drop means I want to drop all the traffic coming to on any port. Okay. So that is what they see. This is I told you. If I want to block this guy in the sense like trying to access from this IP address 192.168. So IP tables hyphen T filter. The filter table is the common syntax. Hyphen check for input. If my input is from this hyphen so S for source IP, I am dropping all the packets. Okay. See a lot of questions I have prepared. I can't execute everything, but please do execute it and let me know if you're seeing any issues. I just tell the touching the very important things over here. Okay, I'll be uploading this PDF, so please listen to this, and also please subscribe to my channel. Already I have posted videos related to DevOps, and this will be another video for Linux, and furthermore I'll be digging in deep almost all the things. Okay, so what are ports in Linux? Ports are nothing but like if you want to communicate with the services, right, you need some ports. So these are the basic port numbers. You just want to understand. See, I have connected to this server using a telnet. Okay, this server using a telnet. So the telnet port listens in the port 22. Okay, telnet, I mean, sorry, SSH service presents the port 22. I just mentioned over here, okay. And then the HTTP, HTTPS is 80 and 443. For instance, I am see if I want to access google.com. So I should have the certificate over here, okay. Certificate is valid. See, I have a certificate over here. This is the HTTPS 443 port, okay. I have a common name and who has authorized this certificate. I will tell you there are a lot of questions I have prepared for certificates as well. And this guy, the Google is the third. I mean, this guy is at they are having a certificate service or the thing. It will authorize. Okay, I am viewing the current website. Yes, correct. Okay. So this guy will be issuing the certificate. Google Trust Services will be issuing certificate for Google.com. Okay. And there are multiple certificate providers like GoDaddy. Okay. They will be issuing the certificates. Okay. And then another one thing I want to tell you about the certificate is the if you go to the detail, the common names. Okay. So this certificate should be requested, and then what are all other common names you can use for this certificate. Okay. So for all the star.google.domain dot star.google.com, I can use this certificates here. App Engine Google also I can use this certificate. These are certificate created by them. Okay. So all the for all these domains chrome.google.ca and everything, no, this certificate is being issued. Okay, don't need to worry about this certificate. Just want to tell you that HTTPS here 443. Why we are using HTTPS is just authenticating. Okay, I'm just whether I am browsing my site. Okay, this is very useful for the banking sites. Okay, just busy for instance, if you click this one, right? So it will use a HTTPS because no, it should not go to some other fake site. No, then I can enter my username and password. Then done, your account will be done. Okay, so you need to every time check it. My certificate is valid. So here hsbc.co.uk is the common name I'm trying to access. Who is confirming that okay you are correct? Your accessing the HSBC site is correct, right? Who will confirm this one? This guy, DigiCert, right? Digital is another one. Third party or certificate issuer is confirming that yes, I am certifying that you are visiting the current website. Okay. So that is all about okay. TCP and UDP I have mentioned. TCP is like connection oriented. For every connection, it will be like an acknowledgement will be there. So you are ensured that no data loss will be there, but it will be a bit slow. But UDP, no acknowledgement will be there. Okay, but the data will be very fast. Use case reliable data. I mean email. When you want to send an email, no, you need to ensure that the email is delivered. So you use a TCP for like streaming the videos. You use a UDP protocol. Okay, this is surely there will be one question for this one. Okay, so please understand. Okay, logical volume manager is nothing but as I explained you the data, no, how the hard disk are stored there, internal if any issues in the hard disk, and how you can manage the logical volume manager. Okay, effective storage management. Okay, see, for instance, you can go on adding in future the physical volume. One volume group will be added, and then from the service you can mount this volumes. Okay, just read through this one and ask me for any doubts. Okay, disk formatting I already told you. Okay, so file system and if this sudo is already told you. Okay, this thing you understand what are all the file permissions. Okay, so whenever I create a file, right, I'll go to the bash directory. Okay, I have created a file like test1.txt, right? I put like ls-l test1.txt. Okay, so please note it down. It's a very important thing. Okay, so here what you need to do. Okay, this hyphen is a file. Okay, then read write execute. Okay, this is the read write execute for the owner of this file. Whoever has created this file is the root user who have created this file. This is the owner. Okay, read write. I am giving permission as w write. I mean, sorry, R read, W write, and X for execute. So I am giving the read write execute permission for the owner. Okay, so just note it down 4 to 1 on read write, execute. Okay. So RWX for the owner who created the file. So owner has full permission. He can read the file, write the file, execute the file. Read, write means delete the file also he can do. Okay. And then group, owner and group. Okay. Okay. This file belongs to the group root. Okay. Owner root and group root also. Okay. So the members in the root group can able to again delete the file. Okay. And the others also is having see the permission of read write text, right? Meaning any anonymous user who has the anonymous user, when I say they have logged into this server, but not, I mean, log into this server, right? So that is the thing. Anyone can access anything. Now we will change the permission for 7 owner group. Owner and group I am giving 7, meaning that 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7, right? Read, write, and execute I am giving for owner group, but not for others. Okay. O for not for others. I mean 0 for not for others. Okay. So if I put like this way, so here now owner as a read write execute, group as a read write execute, and others nil. Any other user in this system who wants to access this file, he can't able to read it. Okay, for others, no permission. This is the umask and the chmod as well. Chmod commands here, chmodify command. Okay, so one catch is 4 to 1. You need to understand 4 for read, 2 for 1, execute for, I mean 2 for write, execute for 1. Okay, if you just want to give read and execute permission, 4 plus 1, 5. Okay, let's understand this one. I'll come to the bash scripts. Okay, umask is all same thing. Okay, private and the public key. Okay, this is another important concept. Surely I need to explain you guys. Okay, as I told you, if I want to log into, imagine I have one server. If I want to log into this server, I need to see before that understand the banking system. Okay, imagine this is one bank. Okay, you have there is they have one locker over there. You want to store your jewels inside that locker. First thing what you'll do, just go to this bank and create one account, right? The same thing, you create account with your ID card, right? So you have one driving license, you go to the bank and then create one account. This is the first thing. So this is my public key. So what I'll do is I'll generate a private and a public key. Public key is my ID card. I go to the bank, showing the ID card and create one account. That is what it is doing over here. Create a public and private key, go to the bank, store the public key. I am not going to store the private key there. Only public key I'll be storing there. Private key can be like a key for opening the locker. Okay, so just go to there, insert the public key in their server. Fine. Okay, fine. And then it will send a request to you. And then what you do using your private key, you need to decrypt the sender. You need to decrypt and then you can able to log in to this remote server. Okay, so it's a private and a public key. Private key is like an your key for opening the locker, and public key for opening an account. Okay, public key you can generate it and then you can open it. Okay, so this is the only thing I told you. And this is also a certificate. As I told you, this is a certificate. How do I generate this certificate? Okay, that about this process. So I'll create a public and private key, and then the certificate signing request, and then a certificate signing request. Now I am requesting this guy DigiCert to give me a certificate, and this certificate authority will be issuing the certificate, and then I'll be deploying the certificate. Okay, SSL certificate. So here I just all these things is fine. Okay, so vi editor also I told you. So if you want to edit this file like test1.txt, I can go there. I for insert, and then I can go here, and then I can type my content. Okay, if I want to delete it, dd, I want to delete the lines here. dd. Okay, 5dd means colon. See, first you need to put a escape, and then dd. Okay, then only it will delete. Escape command and then dd. Then only it will delete. Okay, and then colon, write and quit with forcefully, meaning that you want to save this file. Okay, and go to line number 5 is like immediately you can go there. Oh, sorry, I just put some data over here. write and quit. Okay, if I want to go to the line number 2, colon 2, see, directly it will go to the line. Okay, quick. Fine. Okay. Okay, some of the bash commands, see, network bonding is simple. Okay, you can just bond the two network cards into this one. Okay, these are important things, no input in bash. Okay, so I'll just execute only one command. I mean, then it's like simple and straightforward. Okay, see, what is a shell script? Okay, instead of I'm writing a lot of commands over there, I just I want to put my commands in a single file and then write. Okay, and then run it. That's a shell script. For instance, I am putting like a ls command, df command. Okay, so instead of that, I use a logic for writing the scripts, and then I mean logic inside a file, and then execute the file. That's a script. Okay, so simple shell script. Okay, script.sh. Sorry, script.sh. Okay, so what was already I had. So what is here is hash exclamation slash bin slash bash. Okay, so don't want to do all these things right now for you guys. Okay, so what I'll do, echo hello world. So first line will be hash exclamation slash bin slash bash. It will be this one only. Okay, as hash exclamations. So what I am telling in the first line, I'm telling them, right, I want to use the bash shell for executing all the commands. Okay, I want to use the bash shell. That's what I am telling them. Okay, so slash bin slash bash. Okay, echo hello world is there. Okay, echo hello world. Okay, so if I run this one, before I want to run this one, I want to put like chmod execute permission, right? Okay, then I can run, right, dot slash script dot sh here. When I run this one, I'm getting an echo command. It's like a printing the output. Okay, so slash exclamation hash exclamation bin bash echo. I'm just putting a hello world. That's the main thing you need to understand. See, input in a bash, you can read command, read input. Okay, see this also I can show you. Yeah, just okay, see here. Execute this one, script dot is just copy and paste, enter the input, it will ask you world, okay, see, world, okay, you have entered world. It just getting an input and printing. Okay, so it's a read command over here. Okay, then the same thing, set variables and execute bash, right? So if you want to just store the variable, see, this is the variable and this is the value, right? You can store a command output in a variable, right? Dollar and the this one, okay, and then it will just store this value, this command executed, and then store in the user variable. Okay, this is another important thing. And functions also is simple, just declaring the function, and then if you put a echo, no, just function. See, again, I'm telling you, the bash scripts which I created here is more than enough for you guys. Okay, as a starter, just try to practice it. It will be very easy. I just put everything over here. I can't execute almost all thing. Okay, here also see echo. Okay, so for instance, I'm executing one command. See, it's failed, right? If I want to know my previous execution status, here echo dollar question mark 127. Any value other than zero, meaning that your previous command is not executed successfully. Okay, so that is this one. Okay, see, I have mentioned everything over in this diagram, so please understand. Hyphen is that for it will check whether your string is empty or not. And also another one thing, awk and set also. See, this is a scenario based thing. Find files which was modified some days ago. For instance, I want to find my files which was modified 20 days ago, right? Find command from dot means the current directory hyphen type file M time, modified time and access time. Modified time is there. It will just show you. Okay, here no files are there. Okay, if I put like a root, it will see a lot of files are there, right? Modified files. See, these are all interview questions, and also find out files which size is more than 4 GB of size, right? Imagine, you want to find out a file and delete the file is more than 4 GB, right? You just put in a find command over here. Okay, see, this is a very important question. I have just mentioned everything. See, if you want to find out files less than 40 MB and greater than 30 MB, this is the command. Okay, or operator, everything is there. Grep is, I already told you, for finding out the some of the command, I mean the patterns, right? I have told you cat etc password c, and if I want to grab, I have created a user, right? DevOps etc password. It just pull out that line only. Okay, grep command with a lot of options. Okay, and also I can check some of the logs. See, another for log troubleshooting also, it's very useful. Imagine there is a log file over here. Sorry, cat var log cloud init -b1. See, there are a lot. See, imagine, no, in a real scenario, there are a lot of lines will be there. You need to find out the error where the error is there, right? You can put a grep command error. See, it will just see. I'll just show you like this way. Just put a grep command of error. I can see, okay, this time the error has occurred, so I can read and fix and resolve the issue. Okay, or if you want, see, this is one error in line number. Some line number is there, so I can print the line number also over here. Okay, see here, line number 57. This error was there. 72. This error was there. Okay, so if you want to debug, no, so another one helpful command is -a-b, meaning that I need to read the lines before, 2 or 3 lines before this error occurred and then after the error occurred, right? So for that, I can use -a-b. Okay, -a. After this one, 2 lines please print. Before that one, 2 lines please print. Okay, see here. So if you take this one, first module, if you can take, see, see, this is the error. Okay, 2 lines before it is printing and 2 lines after it is printing, right? Just for debugging. Okay, this is the separation. This is another module. 2 lines before, 2 lines after. Okay, it's a very important command, so please understand. See, again, awk is nothing but a formatting of the file. Okay, if I want to print the awk instead, see, awk instead are the important things in Linux. Okay, I will show you. See, etc password. Okay, so here it is separated by, so take this one, DevOps one, it's separated by a colon, right? All the fields are separated by a colon. So I can put like a this copy over here. Put in a notepad. Okay, set. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print the first column and the seventh column. Okay. See, what I'm telling is awk -f for the field separator. Here the field separator is colon, right? So I'm dictating it. Okay, this is my field separator, and this is will be my first column. This will be my second column, third column, and fourth column, right? So I'm just printing -f field separator. This is the syntax. Okay, this you need to follow the curly braces. Inside that, $1, first column I am trying to print. Okay, see, the first column I am trying to print, and then the seventh column. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, empty, 6, 7. So a shell will be printed. So two things, it's a formatting and printing for this awk command. Okay, Just follow. See, these are all for troubleshooting and then formatting the output. Okay. Then set is for substitution. Okay. Substitution is there. I'll just show you. And lot of things you can delete a line, everything you can do. Okay. So I have one file. I'll go to the bash. Guys, please do subscribe my video. Okay. I'm going to create a lot of videos related to this. Okay. DevOps. Hello. Test. Okay. So I created a file test.txt. I just rename it. Okay. Don't want this name. Test.txt. Okay. Yeah, test.txt. Okay. So imagine there is one file. This is a simple file. It will be like 1,000 or 2,000 lines can be there. Okay. So in this file, I want to replace the hello with world. Okay. So what I'll do, I can use a set operator, substitute something operator. Okay. So I can, what is the syntax over here? Set yes for substitute. Wherever hello is present, I will replace with hello. Okay. Here in this case, wherever hello is present, I will be replacing with world. So here, world is inserted instead of hello over here. Correct. So this is a set operator. So I have mentioned a lot of use cases over here. So please do find it. Okay. Count the number of character WC also is there. See, total 20 characters are there in this file, right? Awesome, guys. I've just added everything over here. Okay, even L check like curl command, whatever I told you. So see, even no, the ninth line I can just compare the value by using equal operator just for displaying all links from the Apache log. If HTTP error code is 500. Awesome, guys. I have just explained each and everything. So please do subscribe my channel, and this will be very important. I'll be uploading this PDF over there. And before you go for any interview for Linux, especially, just go through this one. This will be more than enough. And if you want to do me a favor, please subscribe my channel. And I have prepared for you guys for in the purpose of helping you guys to clear some examination because I'm a DevOps engineer. I know about like what are all the questions they will ask you. So I want to help the community as well. So please do subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks. Bye. Cheers.